Passion is what leads you to success. So like if you study something,
you should go to school if you're not ready to.
Even if it did nothing else, it was something that
90% of the high income
typical or expected trajectory for philosophy.
What's up guys, this is Musa. I hope you guys have been doing great. Now this video is going to be part 6 of the video series why or why not schooling. Make sure to check all of them out in case you have missed some. Now this video series is extremely important because we're gradually moving towards online schooling now. That means we're going to go through a significant change when it comes to different ways of learning and educating ourselves. Now according to a report in 2020, we're talking about how the governments are using remote learning, K-12 here. Almost 90% of the high income countries are providing remote learning opportunities, and all this is usually provided online. And in contrast, less than 25% of the low income countries provided remote learning opportunities, and majority using TV and radio. Now these numbers mean a lot because we're talking about offline and online schooling here. And online schooling does have a number of benefits. The first one should be online learning is cheaper and easily accessible, more flexible, and by flexibility I mean the time, and self-pacing where you can actually make up your own schedule, which is interesting. But you gotta stick to it, okay? Let it be online or offline schooling. It brings us back to the basic simple question. Why or why not schooling? Now if you're thinking should you go to college or university or you shouldn't, irrespective of the costs, let it be online or offline, and is it worth it? And what is schooling going to be like in case you go for it? And what are the benefits of the in-person schooling? And should you go for masters or PhD? And is it going to be a combination of online and offline classes from now onwards? Make sure to watch this complete video series. Now let us see what our friends have to say when it comes to this simple question. Why or why not schooling?
I think my master's degree was the best time of my life. I really enjoyed it, met great people, learned about new ideas. I just loved being intellectually stimulated, and it opened up so many different opportunities for me. I think it's really important while you're in school, you're also engaging in other activities. So I did a lot of volunteer work. I was working, I actually work full-time right now, but I'm going back to school in the fall and starting a PhD. So I really love school. I don't need to do it, and I'm still doing it. I think it adds a lot of value. And it has added a lot of value in my life and opened up a lot of doors. And even if it did nothing else, it was something that...
So I think school is important for individuals to be able to follow up on what it is that they really like and what kind of warms their own heart. I did my master's in philosophy, and although I'm not going on to do things that is maybe a typical or expected trajectory for philosophy, which is being a professor, I just love the content so much, and I love to write, and it gave me a way to engage in society and the world and look at problems in a way that's very unique, and I want to feed that into my writing. So I kind of want to be an author, and I'm just starting that now, a couple years after being out of school, but I have no regrets.
it's really hard to know what you are meant to do when you're still in high school, but I definitely do think that you should always keep your options open and don't limit yourself to something. So if you're, for example, studying a certain subject and then you find one little thing in that certain thing that you are really interested in, you should definitely look more into it and pursue it, because you never really know. Because I personally believe that your passion is what leads you to success. So if you study something that you're not passionate about, then that's not really gonna do you any good. So I do think that it's really one thing that's really important in post-grad studies is to pursuing passion, not just money or other benefits that you might have from other programs.
I don't think that you should go to school if you're not ready to go to school. You should go to school because you think that it's something that you want to do, not because you think that you should follow what society tells you to do. If you want to take some time off and go and travel and find yourself, then maybe you should go do that. Comply with society's expectations, just do you. You know what I mean?
I think education is important if you already know and you know that that's your path for you. But if you aren't sure, then take your time, figure it out.
Okay, so I myself went to university, University of Guelph. I'm an environmental sociology major. We specialized in sustainable food systems, and I loved my university experience. Not only did it socialize me, and I met the most amazing humans that I've ever met in my life, but I really going off and starting your own business and following your own path. I think this is incredibly important as well. So I don't think that there should be this pressure to go to university that everyone needs to do it and everyone needs a university degree, because that's ridiculous.
Obviously, I'm a huge advocate for everybody completing high school.
Of course,
I think across the board, like if you're looking for any job opportunity, you must finish like your high school degree. It's up to the person whether or not they feel like that university or college is the right direction for them at the time. What I was saying earlier is for employers, it's not mandatory, but it certainly looks great on a resume if you do have a college or university degree, just to show that you put in the time and effort to complete a degree, which just shows that you're reliable and that you're going to show up and that you have the ability to adhere to deadlines and things of that nature. Regardless if it's something, what your degree is in is relevant to what you plan for doing, for the rest of your life. There are some pros and cons, definitely, but I think it's a lot different than it was 30 years ago. I think there's a lot more opportunity for entrepreneurs to be successful without a college or university degree.
I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please make sure to subscribe and comment your feedback, and I will see you guys next time. Starting with number 20. Now, what is the most quiet place you have ever been to? Do you guys know that there is a room where you can actually sit and listen to your own heartbeat? This place is so quiet that you can actually listen to the grinding of your own joints as you move on. Now that is interesting and amazing at the same time. And someone also said that he can hear blood rushing through his body and eyes squelch as they move in the skull. Like so quiet. So this is Microsoft's secret chamber, and I believe they use it for testing purposes. But guys, this is scary. Moving on to number 19. Now if someone tells you I drive pretty fast, here is what you should reply. I can cough at 60 miles an hour and sneeze up to 100 miles an hour. And you're saying that you can drive pretty fast? Number 8. What if I told you that you're 99.9% genetically similar to the next person you're sitting with, or eating lunch with, or traveling with, or going to school with? 99.9% similar, guys. So all of us are actually same or similar, because 99.9% means almost 100%, right? Now if you're talking about this 0.1% difference, let it be the colors, defects, or other characteristics, this is actually unique to us. So we got 23 pairs of chromosomes, 3 billion base pairs. So this 0.1% difference is a small fraction, but it seems it's a big one. Guys, we are 99.9% identical, so be happy.